compare like controller players with mobile players because I feel like people don't understand like the difference between a mobile player and a controller player. Like basically for controller players, it's not meant to be played on controller. That's why we have like all these disadvantages. For example, we have the drop shots, and like for the drop shots for a controller player, it's like it takes forever for you to drop shot, like, right? But when you're on mobile, it like doesn't take it all. Like it's easier. Like look at that, like that's so much easier. But when you're on controller, like it takes a bit, like especially when you're in like in a game, you could tell the difference. It's a big difference. So the drop shot is pretty bad, honestly. Like it's terrible when you play against good players. Like drop shotting is really bad. And especially because of the input delay. And then another thing was the sensitivity. So like basically, if I try to do like a full circle, right? Like let's try this. It's not bad. It's not bad at all if you get used to it. It's kind of hard for me just because like I'm not a mobile player. But let's see. Hey, look at that! Holy crap! Like you can't tell me the sensitivity is different. I could probably do 2-3 spins before I make one on controller. But this is mobile. Bruh, like that's crazy. And once again, when I get on the controller, like look at that, like that's ridiculously slow. This is almost max sensitivity too. Like it's not max, but it's close. Let's see here. They're like 240, 240, and I've showed my sensitivity before, and people say it's really fast for a controller player, but like look at that, that's so slow. But like I'm used to it now. If I just like want to turn and spin, kind of tough, you know. So yeah, that's kind of tough. And then the input delay. So with the input delay, it's kind of hard to show, but just kind of like the reaction. So sometimes if I'm like shooting, right, like if I'm shooting, is like sometimes I'll be shooting at somebody and my controller just goes. I'll be shooting, let's say for example this, and it just goes, like it goes up because the input delay is so bad, which is something really bad for controller players. Like obviously you don't get that on console, but like I said, I'm just comparing mobile players with controller players. I'm not trying to like justify for controller players. I'm just like trying to put the point out there that controller players have a disadvantage in this game, which they do. Like, and then another thing, so the input delay is pretty bad. So sometimes you do like you'll be shooting at this, right, and like a bot for example, and it'll just go like it'll go up. For me at least, when I play with the AR, and it's kind of annoying because you're like I wasn't looking at that. And then another thing that we have a disadvantage on is aim assist. So the aim assist is not strong in this game with controller players. I don't really care what anybody says. Like there's aim assist for controller players and there's aim assist for mobile players as well. And I think they're both equally as strong. They're both equally as strong, but I think that people figured out if you just use your own aim, you can actually aim better with your own aim, kind of like on PC. Just because like you're on a flat surface, unlike a controller, you're going in in all directions. It's not a flat surface like on PC. You're on a flat surface, so it's easier to aim. So I mean the aim assist, and like at the same time, if you're not good with it, you can always use the aim assist, like on mobile, and on controllers, kind of like you kind of have to use the aim assist. on controller, there's no way you're gonna be good without the aim assist, or even decent at the game. Like, there's no way. But those are like 4 of the big things, disadvantages for controller players, which were the drop shots. And we'll go over on drop shots. So this is drop shot for controller, and this is drop shot for mobile. Like, look at the response rate. That's crazy. Like, to me, like, that's a huge difference, especially if you try to play like ranked and stuff. Controller players can't play ranked anymore, sadly. Then the sensitivity, like I said, this is on controller. This is on controller. Like, look at that. I'll try to do a 360. So like, or a 180, I guess. And then we'll do on mobile. I'm not the best on mobile, sorry, but like, that's crazy fast. And then the aim assist. I mean, I don't know how to. If I try to put my aim assist in on mobile, like, it's not gonna be great just because I'm not used to shooting with mobile. But we can try. Like it's like the same basically, because you got the aim assist on, but you can get better at aiming if you don't even use it. If you don't use the aim assist. I mean, if you ask me, at least. Drop shots, you know. And then the input delay. Obviously, I can't like show it. It just happens during the game. Like, you'll be shooting a person, right, and it just goes like while you're shooting. And then everything is just slow response. A slow response. But yeah, those are just a disadvantage for controller players. I don't think people understand. I feel like a lot of people think it's like you're playing on console, which it's nothing like that at all. Like, nothing at all compared to console. If you play on a console, you're meant to play on a controller, and everything responds at, like, there's no input delay. Your aim assist is pretty good. Drop shots are really good. They're the same as mobile. Sensitivity are amazing. You can do like 720s if you want to. But yeah, that's just some of the things people should look at for controller players, because I know that they think some people think that controller players actually have the advantage here, which is kind of ridiculous. Like, I've even talked to pros, and they even say there's no advantage in playing on controller. But yeah, yep. I think mobile players have the advantage here by a lot, and like, people have said this too. Like, if you guys think that controller players have the advantage, then they should at least be able to play against tablet players. I'm sure they can detect who plays on mobile and who plays on phone, who plays on tablet. So, like, I think that's something they should look into, because like, it's kind of tough. Like, I wouldn't mind waiting 3 minutes to get into the lobby and ranked, but not getting in at all is kind of annoying. Just because, like, I do like playing this game, and I know a lot of people are quitting. At least controller community are. But yeah. So at the end of the day, I think that controller players are at a disadvantage here, and I don't really care that they're at a disadvantage. Like, I can care less. But